Yes, Bharat, sir,
Am I
please
audible?
begin.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Today's webinar is on the topic of industrial IoT, and we have our expert, Mr. Parth Jaiswal. Parth is working as a senior embedded engineer, okay, at Valencia Technologies. Parth is also working in the domain of the different IoT project and embedded system projects. Okay, and before joining this particular embedded system design domain, Path has already worked in the different embedded system projects as well. He has already worked with this particular Valencia since last 1.5 year over there as well. Okay, before that, he is working for the more than 6 year at Leon's Integration Private Limited. Okay. Now I would like to hand over the session to Path. Path, can you please continue with the session?
Sure, Bharat sir. First of all, am I audible?
You can continue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so am I audible, right? Hello, hello.
Path, you can continue. Yes, you can continue.
Okay, sure. So first of all, good morning, people. Uh, my name is Parth Jaiswal. As Bharat sir said, I'm alumni for Parun University, and I'm working as an IoT engineer since last 7 years, and I have covered various projects covering IoT. So today I will share my experience and some knowledge related to it, so that it can help to guide your career and may kickstart your career in a right way. So yeah, so let's continue with our presentation. Uh, Right. So first of all, what is IoT and IIoT? So many of you have heard about IoT, but maybe only few have heard about IIoT, right? So first of all, let's talk about IoT. So what is IoT? So until now, all the devices are like we have to operate manually and like separately, right? So what IoT brings to the table, like we making any device smart by connecting it to internet to operate, analyze, track, and maintain it. So it is a very simple device, very simple definition for an IoT or an IIoT device, right? So what do you mean, like operate, analyze, track, and maintain? Like, so I will focus more on it. So like let's say there are few example here, right? Home automation, industrial automation, and medical domain. So let's take an example of home automation, right? So let's say for example a light, right? Today we what we do, we to turn on the light, we switch on the light, and based on that we do manual operation. So bringing in IoT, it does, right? So we can make that particular light smart. So how can we make it smart, right? First of all, uh, it can be connected to internet, right? And through internet, and our smart device, a smart mobile device, which we are regularly using nowadays, we can operate that particular device using our smart mobile to turn on, to turn off, or even setting the timers, like uh, turn off the light after 1 hour. So we can set different configuration using that smart application in our mobile. So that way, that device we can make the smart. Now what about analyze, track, and maintain it? right? So for that I will take an example of industrial automation, right? So as we know, like when we go into industry or anywhere, so there are lot of machines which are getting operated, right? So for example, a conveyor belt or anything product, some kind of production is going on. And so what happens, like there is in industry there is a target, like certain quantity of particular product need to be produced by end of the day, or there is a target of week. So like in case if there is any so I can say any issues to any of the small machinery, what happens, the complete production gets halt. And what happens, there is a huge loss, right? So what IoT brings to the table now, it comes more towards IIoT, that is industrial IoT. So what it brings to the table, so using the IoT, particular edge device, or I can say one of the device, when it be kept to that machinery, which constantly monitors the different types of like sensitivity, like different type of vibration, different types of load that particular motor is getting operated. And before deploying it to the machinery, it is first trained accordingly, like the range of vibration should be between this. If in any case, if it crosses or some kind of different behavior is observed, then that particular device will act smart and will inform the user uh, through the mobile app, like there is some abnormal behavior in your machinery, so that the user can pre-plan to maintain it. So that way IIoT brings a lot of things to the table, such that manufacturing in industry becomes much more easy and efficient. Same way, it is also covered in medical domain, where all the machinery, all the medical instruments are uh, are becoming smart, so that the usage in the hospitals become efficient, right? Now for medical, there must be a question, like what if certain medical instrument starts behaving abnormal, it is risky for anyone's life. So for this every IoT device, there are different types of certifications that are been defined, right? So depend on the effect that particular instrument or that particular device can make, one category of certification is provided. Like for example, the the device which is uh, maximum risky, that particular device is given class C standard. And for that all the tests are kept, which are being done at regular interval. So like this ways I give an example, like how IoT and IIoT brings efficiency and also makes our life easy in different ways and in a different domain, right? So this is a small introduction about IoT and IIoT. Right. So I would give few examples which are already available in market, uh, which are already part of IoT chain, right? So here are few devices, right? So we can say there is smart lock, so which we use in our doors, right? So smart locks is having feature like our fingerprint authentication, password authentication. So user has no hesitations for the keys, like where is keys. So simple, press the finger, and just like we open the screen lock for our mobile devices, Same way you can open the door lock for your homes, for your room, and also within secured, right? So this is one of the example for IoT device. Then we can then one more example is smart light. Smart light, just I said, we can keep it in our home, and we can this light can be the RGB light. So based on different moods, we can set the color of that particular light from RGB variation. So even the we can set the different moods, and based on that the color is set. There are even automated lights available in market. Like it senses the atmosphere outside, and it switches the light to particular that color. So again, a very good atmosphere we can keep in our home using smart light, right? And again, this is also connected to internet and as well as our mobile devices. So one more example is smart smoke sensor. Like smart smoke sensor, like few malls, and we can say few larger spaces, smoke sensors are used, right? So what the smart smoke sensor do? Yeah, they keep on turning on alarm once the smoke is detected. But what things is added when we say as a smart? So I will give you an example, right? The devices which are in market, for example, if we are keeping one smart smoke sensor in our home, and we are outside our home, right? So what it will do, whenever the smoke is detected, it will notify in our application, like smoke is detected in your particular home, through which user can take the action accordingly, and user can take action accordingly for the smoke, right? So this way the life of people become easier. Same way it can be also linked with smart alarm, smart security devices. Like even this IoT device can be linked with each other, such that like if smoke is detected, some security operation can be handled, like uh, door can be opened, some notification to multiple people can be sent. So these are some of the features of the devices which are already in the market, right? There are certain more examples. Coming to smart air quality monitor, again it is related to air quality. Like uh, for living the comfortable life, air is very important for even health. So if there is some abnormal activity or abnormal things that is that one, then it will again notify to the user, like the air quality in this particular place is not good, so take the action accordingly. So it will help to make to improve the health, to take care the health of that particular person. Same way there are smart plug, smart grill, smart machine, Alexa, smart machine, as I said in our previous slide about the industrial automation, like how a machine can be smart and can be maintained, and we can track we can even track the progress of the output of the machinery using IoT. So yeah, so this way there are various definition for various devices which are already in IoT market as well as in IIoT, right? So yeah, so still in upcoming 5, 10, 15 years, the rate of devices will only increase, where our automated things will even become more. So right. So this is one of the image for like different IoT, like how many ways different example where IoT is used. Like So we can say, like, as I said, this particular portion on the right side is having certain machines and conveyor belt. So here some IoT end device can be kept to track the progress of devices. Then again, these machineries, which is again working in IoT, which monitors the motors of this machine, so that the predictive maintenance can be taken care of. Again, we can say, using automation, certain the here is the analytics things, right? So this on all data can be seen through some kind of analytics. Okay, some abnormal behavior has been observed, so this is one of the example, right? So one more, like, here is certain example of home automation, right? There is a smart TV, smart watch, smart games, different example, right? Again, there is lot of analytics, right? Then there is a car. Again, it can be smart, like here are certain sensors, RFID sensors, so anyone coming near to your car, like without the key, can again notify the owner of the car, right? So, and there lot of example are for analytics. Once we have lot data, different data in different data with us, right? Which we get from end device regularly, we can do lot of analytics, right? So again, this is one example of home automation, like temperature and lighting is configured, right? Like if we set the temperature is on higher side, it turns on the AC. If temperature is lower side, take according action. So this way we can say different things in our home, we can connect with each other, and we can make our life easy. So that's about different examples in IoT. Now, there are again few videos I will show you, to which are really good to understand more about IoT and IIoT. So yeah.
The Internet of Things, or IoT, is influencing our lifestyle from the way we react to the way we behave. From air conditioners that you can control with your smartphone, to smart cars providing the shortest route, or your smartwatch which is tracking your daily activities. IoT is a giant network of connected devices. These devices gather and share data about how they are used and the environment in which they are operated. It's all done using sensors. Sensors are embedded in every physical device. It can be your mobile phone, electrical appliances, vehicles, barcode sensors, traffic lights, and almost everything that you come across in day-to-day life. These sensors continuously emit data about the working state of the devices. But the important question is, how do they share this huge amount of data, and how do we put this data to our benefit? IoT provides a common platform for all these devices to dump their data, and a common language for all the devices to communicate with each other. Data is emitted from various sensors and sent to IoT platforms securely. IoT platform integrates the collected data from various sources. Further analytics is performed on the data, and valuable information is extracted as per requirement. Finally, the result is shared with other devices for better user experience, automation, and improving efficiency. Let us look at a scenario where IoT is doing wonders. In an AC manufacturing industry, both the manufacturing machine and the belt have sensors attached. They continuously send data regarding the machine health and the production specifics to the manufacturer to identify issues beforehand. A barcode is attached to each product before leaving the belt. It contains the product code, manufacturer details, special instructions, etc. The manufacturer uses this data to identify where the product was distributed and track the retailer's inventory. Hence, the manufacturer can make the product running out of stock available. Next, these products are packed and parceled to different retailers. Each retailer has a barcode reader to track the products coming from different manufacturers, manage inventory, check special instructions, and many more. The compressor of air conditioner has an embedded sensor that emits data regarding its health and temperature. This data is analyzed continuously, allowing the customer care to contact you for the repair work in time. This is just one of the million scenarios. We have smart appliances, smart cars, smart homes, smart cities, where IoT is redefining our lifestyle and transforming the way we interact with technologies. The future of IoT industry is huge. Business Insider Intelligence estimates that 24 billion IoT devices will be installed by 2020, and IDC predicts that IoT revenue will reach around 357 billion in 2019, resulting in a lot of job opportunities in the IoT.
So in this
The
video,
Internet of Things, or IoT, is
so in that video, we saw different examples of IoT. As I said earlier, how that manufacturer of AC life become easier. Like earlier, his life would be there would be different person who is managing different thing, and that he must be facing lot of challenges to track each and everything. But by bringing the industrial IoT thing to his industry, what it does, it does the quality check for the conveyor belts, right? And it informs in his application he can get the predictive maintenance alert. Okay, this app is like this machinery is behaving abnormally, so you can take the action accordingly. Then the barcode was attached to that particular device. That barcode will have all the information related to it. So, and that barcode information is also sent to the cloud in such a way that any user, that particular owner of the manufacturing unit, can fetch the details of each device that has been produced or packed. And later he can even track the parcels of the AC, all the ACs till the distributor or the user, such that his life completely become easy. He can even have a dashboard kind of thing where he just need to check certain figures. So think about it, how life of that particular owner of that particular manufacturing unit has become easy, right? So yeah, as in that video it is so like, only this is one of the example of millions of things, right? Such a way each and everything will get internet in short time. We are also having smart watches along with smartphone to get notification about it. So in such a way, IoT brings a lot of things to the table for in our lives. So I will show one more video with certain examples.
Regarding the industrial Internet of Things, the only difference between IoT and IIoT are their general usages. While IoT is most commonly consumer usage, IoT is used for industrial purposes such as manufacturing, supply chain monitor, and management system. IoT uses more sensitive and precise sensors, including more location-aware technologies on the supply chain side with sophisticated advanced controls and analytics. Both concepts have the same main character of availability, intelligent and connected devices. Both IoT and IIoT are communication-based ecosystems, but IoT is intended exclusively for household usage in the commercial sector, while IIoT pertains to the industrial sector. They both have common concepts like data management, connectivity, data security, and a secure cloud. But while IoT devices often rely on the omnipresence of mobile devices to connect to smart home devices, smart cars, and devices for facilitating routine life tasks, IIoT deals with connectivity for smart factories, machines, management systems, and more to streamline business operations. This has led to innovations like the smart factory and predictive technology. Major differences between IoT and IIoT also include scale of operation and volume of data gathered. IoT generates medium or high volumes of data, while IIoT generates massive amounts of data. A single turbine compressor blade can generate more than 500 gigabytes of data per day, so this includes big data, cloud computing, machine learning as necessary computing requirements. IIoT also uses more sensitive and precise sensors, including more location-aware technologies. Some more examples: drones to monitor oil pipelines, sensors to monitor smart factories, drilling equipment, excavators, earth movers, tractors, sprayers in agriculture. Smart cities may be a mix of commercial and IIoT. Whereas IoT consumer-level devices have a low risk of impact when failure happens, they may be important and convenient, but breakdowns do not immediately create emergencies. Since IIoT connects critical machines and sensors in high-stake industries such as aerospace, defense, healthcare, and energy, these are the systems in which failure often results in life-threatening or other emergency situations. Some more examples of IoT. Firstly, smart parking. Using an app, drivers can quickly find a parking spot instead of driving around or paying high parking rates at a garage. This saves the driver time, fuel, and money. Assisting law enforcement. This allows people to inform on parking in loading docks or restricted areas. Law enforcement can use a type of smart parking platform to find parking violations and enforce citations as well. This will deter those that are parking irresponsibly, but it will also increase parking fines, which help cities pay for necessary expenses. Also reduces congestion. From air pollution to traffic-based accidents, there are plenty of reasons why cities want to get cars parked faster. Cities will also have a better understanding of whether or not they need to open more parking options, as they will have data on driving patterns and parking spaces. They can then use this information to prepare for big events when more parking is required. Investment in this technology will mean less congestion and likely fewer accidents on the road, and better emergency response times, which make for better city living for all. Another example: smart waste and recycling. Big Belly is a smart waste management system designed to save money.
So we saw the example of
Regarding the industrial Internet of Things, the only IoT in high-stake industries such as aerospace, defense, healthcare, and energy, these are the systems in which enforcement can use a type of smart parking platform to find parking violations.
Sorry. So yeah, we saw this example of smart IIoT, right? Smart parking. So think about it. If the many countries have already implemented this concept of smart parking, right? So this smart parking makes how much life easier, right? So currently in our daily use case, we face lot of issues related to parking in certain public areas where it is really difficult to get some space to park our vehicles. So when we bring the IIoT into or IoT into it, it helps us to navigate us to the place, so that our and time is saved, and our vehicle is also we vehicle is also parked in a safer place, right? So this way the IIoT makes our life too easy. Earlier, we also saw the difference between IoT and IIoT, right? So IoT is more related to home automation things and uh, things which are not that much harmful to our lives, while industrial IoT is the thing which have more accurate sensors, more precise sensors, such that it doesn't harm anything, right? So this is the example. So we'll continue.
And enforce citations as well. This will deter those that are parking irresponsibly, but it will also increase parking fines, which help cities pay for necessary expenses. Also reduces congestion. From air pollution to traffic-based accidents, there are plenty of reasons why cities want to get cars parked faster. Cities will also have a better understanding of whether or not they need to open more parking options, as they will have data on driving patterns and parking spaces. They can then use this information to prepare for big events when more parking is required. Investment in this technology will mean less congestion and likely fewer accidents on the road, and better emergency response times, which make for better city living for all. Another example, smart waste and recycling. Big Belly is a smart waste management system designed to save money and reduce greenhouse gases. Across the UK, people are starting to see Big Belly bins on the high street. The high-tech Big Belly smart bins use solar power to compact litter, so it can hold up to 8 times more litter than a normal bin. And cloud-enabled connectivity notifies council staff when they need emptying. This prevents unnecessary trips to check empty or partially full containers. The smart bins are designed so that people cannot simply toss bins in. They have to make a choice, pull a lever or step on a foot pedal to open the bin. This helps people make a mindful decision about recycling. This will help minimize the risk of contaminants like food and dirty diapers being thrown into recycle bins.
Right. So we saw few example, right, of smart bins. So again, it will help to uh, make our city and our town clean, more clean, with the help of the smart bins. So these were two very good examples to improve our daily life, day-to-day life, right? And gives us a hint about like how IoT and IIoT makes life easier, right? So right. So we till now we saw what is IoT. We saw different examples of IoT and IIoT. Now we'll talk about different components of IoT and IIoT, right? So basically, there are three main components which need to be taken care of, right? First one is end node, or we can say edge device, right? Second is cloud, and third is mobile connectivity. So to make any X thing smart and to make it as a part of IoT, right? These three components are really critical, right? So, what is end node or edge device, right? So, when we talk about any example, right? Let's say the machinery, right? The one in the video. So the sensors that were kept in the on that conveyor belt or that barcode scanner, so those each sensors or that particular device are called edge device. These edge device have one processing unit along with lot of sensors and the algorithms to work with based on the data that is received from sensors, right? So so all these device are called edge device, right? What this edge device do, they collect the data from sir, they have an algorithm running through which they take the decision, certain decision, and they throw this data along with that decision to cloud, right? Cloud manages this data in certain way. There are certain script which is written on cloud which manages this data, and cloud stores this data into database, and cloud also helps us for analytics of data, right? The last component which is important is mobile connectivity. As we saw in the videos, right? That owner of the manufacturer was getting the notification about the predictive maintenance, as well as the tracking of the all AC unit till it gets delivered to the distributors. So again, the mobile application equally important. So these three are basic components that need to be taken. Excuse me, sorry. So we'll cover these three in detail. Like if you want to we'll cover these three in detail in further slide, so that based on your current stream of education or anything, you how can you go towards this, and how can you set your career in this component or domain or IoT. I will guide you further in next few slides, right? So yeah, this is certain example. As I said, there are three components. So the center one is cloud. We can say this is the one of the component. This all separate devices: card, car, house, let's say heart rate, calendar, navigations, solar. These all are part of is called edge device. Each will have different sensors, right? So like this AC will have sensors for the charge will have sensors for sensing current and voltages, right? The car will have sensors for different navigations, right? Again, this navigation will have the inbuilt GPS, right? Again, this trolley will have different RFID sensors, which will track the devices which are kept inside the trolley, and all these edge device will send the data to particular cloud. The cloud will and the third cloud will store arrange this data in different database, which has been which has been made during deployment of that particular service in cloud, right? Now how this data will be accessed? So as I said, there is a third component, like different mobile or web servers, through which this data is being accessed to user, and user can see particular data with different analytics, right? User may get different notification in it. User can get a dashboard which shows the data of particular thing, right? So that's the thing. Like in there is very one real time example for cars. If you know, like the latest cars is having a TPMS, uh, tire pressure monitoring system inside it. So it is a very small sensor, very small edge device which is kept in each tires, so that the tire pressure of each and every tire is thrown to the car system, through which, and it is navigated. Like, okay, if the air pressure is below certain range, it will notify to user that you need to refill the air, otherwise it is risky. So that the chances of accidents, like has reduced a lot. So this way it brings lot of things to the table, right? So going ahead, yeah. So as I said, uh, there are three main domain, right, which is required for IoT, right? I guess many of you are studying currently your diploma studies or for your graduation in bachelor's, and in during that stage we are not sure, like what shall we do going ahead, what in which domain is good for us, which domain is not good for us, right? So as I said in earlier slides, I have described different things about IoT and component of IoT, right? So coming to career, you can start your career in different domains, either in edge device domain, either in cloud domain, cloud computing domain, or either in mobile application development domain. So I will share you certain things which you can cover at the moment, so that it will really help to push off your career, and you will go two step ahead compared to other colleagues, right? So again, it is a lot is dependent on area of interest, right? So I will share certain things that you can start covering to build your career in IoT in edge device domain, right? So the first thing is like the programming language. So I guess you might have studied different programming language in your curriculum, or you might going to study. So certain programming language is must, right? So you can go ahead with C, CPP, and Python. These are widely used in industry, right? For home automation and artificial intelligence or machine learning or deep learning, Python is widely used, right? So you can start practicing it a little bit more, so that you can become an expert and you can go ahead, so that you can easily crack the interviews going further, right? So to if you are also working with languages, but how to like how to know how much you have learned. So I will share a few things like you can try on hacker ranks. Few of might know about it. So using hacker rank, you can test the skills, you can improve the skills for even different languages or anything, right? So you should keep practicing for programming language with hacker rank, right? You can learn over geek to geek or anything, like different tutorials. You can go through different tutorials either in YouTube or anything, and you can test your skills with hacker rank. So you can go ahead with this programming language, right? So this is the step one which you need to follow, right? This is the basic thing if you want to go ahead with edge device domain in IoT, right? Which more comprises of embedded firmware, right? So if it is embedded, the next stage is hardware, right? So once you are up with programming language, right? You once you are up with programming language and you want to start with IoT. So there are different hardware tools which guides us to kick off our career, right? So you can there are already few in market, like one is ESP32 Node MCU, one is Raspberry Pi, then there are Cortex M3 M4 processors which are widely used in industries, and a lot of sensors, right? So what you can do here, you can take any of them. One thing, you can interface certain sensors, right? You can write certain code, and you can have certain POCs, right? To understand more about IoT, you can simply, for example, you can simply take one temperature sensor. You can interface one temperature sensor. There are already sample codes available for this thing. You can interface that sensor, temperature sensor, and there is already certain sample cloud available where you can send this data, right? Now this one must be there, right? like how we are sending the data to cloud. Yeah, we got the data from different sensors, right? If you are an electronics engineer, you uh, have heard about like ADC, I2C, SPI protocols, right? So different sensors are interfaced with this ADC, either for through using ADC, even normal IO, or even I2C or SPI protocol, through which you can get data from that sensor. So you can start working on these few protocols, which will help really help you to go ahead compared to others, right? Now, as I said, how it is interface with protocols, these data that are fetched from sensors can be sent to cloud using HTTP and MQTT protocol. So these are the application layer protocols for, you might have heard, uh, right, to send the data to cloud, right? So lot of latest, you might get example codes for both these, for even ESP32 node MCU or Raspberry Pi, right? You can get few examples code, right? So in industries, MQTT is widely used for edge device, as it is lightweight protocol, and it is the payload of the message which we are sending. Like what is payload here? Payload is a data of sensors which we are kept, right? And it has certain headers and prefix and suffix for that particular protocol, which helps to derive in both ends, server end or the client end, right? So you can start working on this protocol, right? And the last one, like we must there must be a question in our mind. We are sending the data, we are fetching the data from sensors, we are sending the data to cloud over protocols like HTTP, MQTT. Now, is it really secure? There must be a question, right? Because if we are if any user, for example, if we are deploying any small smart device in our home, right? So let's say Alexa or anything, right? So we must have any question, like it is sending to a cloud, so will anyone misuse our data? Like Alexa is recording our audio for certain thing, right? It is constantly hearing our audio. So are our audio is secured? So yes, it is secured. And how it is secured? Then the security comes up, right? So along with the protocols, there are different level of security: SSL, right? There is TLS, right? So again, you can study, you if you want to go advanced for IoT, right? This will really help to kickstart of a career, right? So this is related to security and edge device domain, right? Again, so for the edge device, there are different technologies that there are widely used for different edge devices, right? So for example, in our home automation, we have kept one smart plug, we have kept one smart light, there is smart door lock, right? So how it is interfaced, right? So basically these edge device work with different protocols like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Z-Wave, Zigbee, LoRa. In India, mostly Bluetooth and Wi-Fi is widely used. Z-Wave, Zigbee, LoRa is not that much used, right? So most of device will be of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, right? So where so even if you get if you are up with the skills which we covered in previous style, you can even go and advance and uh, learn about these technologies. Even one or two technologies will help to boost your career, right? There are widely material is there. You can find it in YouTube or anywhere. Different courses are available. So even one or two technologies will also help to kickstart your career and boost your career, right? Certain tools which are required to start edge device development. Certain IDE are used, like which are used in industries, like we can say one Eclipse Studio is there, right? Sketch is there, ER Embedded Studio is there. So we covered, right? There are different hardware about ESP32 node. There was different Cortex M0 M3 processors, then again Raspberry Pi. So where we write the firmware, we might have used Keel in our education curriculum. So that is one of those. But these tools are widely used, like Eclipse, IR Embedded Studio, to write the firmware. A good hands-on will help to boost your career, right? So this was related to development of code. Now coming to some enhanced tools which are widely used to track uh, the data of your end device in industries, right? For here I have given two example. One is wireshark sniffer and NRF BLE application. So wireshark sniffer is a sniffer which is really help to track the data from one device to when when our edge device is communicating with our mobile phone or to the router, right? We can track the uh, throughput, or I can say the efficiency of the data we are transmitting, right, using wireshark sniffer. So this is widely used tool in industries. If you have, you might get a lot of videos for this too, and you can even download it. It is available for in for Windows, Linux, anything. So again, one more is from NRF BLE application. Again, if you are working with both low energy, then NRF BLE application really help us to test or development, right? So you can go through these tools, and which are widely used for in industries. So so that was the first component, which was edge device component. We discussed two more components. One was mobile connectivity, and second was cloud computing. Like if you are from computer science background and or IT, computer engineering, IT or computer science, right? So you might not be aware about that much about hardware thing, right? The edge device. So to become part of IoT, for mobile development, what you can do it is you can get hands on any one OS like Android or iOS. You can keep track about what latest OS for both Android and iOS is supporting, right? So this knowledge will really help to crack interview, and will help to boost your career. One more is like in the industries, Flutter. There is one latest framework called Flutter, which is there, like to reduce the efforts, right? Flutter really helps, like to as I said, for any edge device, we are not restricted to only one OS, maybe Android or iOS, right? So we need to do development for both. So one Flutter framework is in the market, we through which we can using single development we can have applications for Android, iOS as well as for web, right? So this skill will really help to start your career, right, and to crack the interviews, right? One, if you want to go and advance for mobile connectivity, if you are working with Android or iOS, there are certain SDKs for cloud, right, which you can start working in it. And this SDK helps to connect with particular cloud, right? So you can start working on this, so that you can be part of IoT companies, right? So the last component is really important, and that is cloud computing, right? So in the market there are various cloud. Out of them, widely used are AWS, Microsoft Azure, right? So these are widely used cloud, right? There are Google, and there are lot of more clouds. There are already there, and industries are using this cloud, right? So if you want to start your career with IoT in cloud computing, you can start with any one of them. And you can, these cloud have different services for user data management, edge devices, managing edge devices in cloud, managing database, right, managing files. So you can start with any one of the cloud, and you can go through the APIs for their clouds, you can go through the scripting for those cloud. And you can see how these things are managed in cloud, right? Again, there are a lot of videos uh, available in the internet, right? Now once you go through these videos and go through these services, right, how can you prove the skills, your skill, right, to the companies, right? You can get certified. So basically, clouds or companies like AWS, Microsoft Azure do provide one certification scheme, right? Starting with like you can solution architect or developer or anything. So that if you get this certificate, you are at a great level in your beginning. So this thing you can do if you want to go ahead with cloud computing, right? So these ways we have covered different domain about cloud computing, mobile device, and edge node device, right? So
Okay. Is it audible, Path?
yes, yes.
Okay, so yeah, thank you, Path, for providing us the your valuable knowledge. Ki how we can start, or any students want to start the in the domain of IoT. Okay, from where we start this IoT for the particular basic to advanced level over there, from the students to industry person as well. Okay, so on behalf of Power University, I again thank you for providing the valuable knowledge and giving your 1 hour of time from your busy schedules. Okay, so now we'll stop here. Okay, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Bharat sir, for providing me opportunity to share my knowledge uh, to the new upcoming great peoples, great and smart people, and also the great industrial giants. So it's my pleasure to share my knowledge, and thank you for providing me the platform to so that I can share my knowledge. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we'll call you again whenever we have our requirement for the physical or for the offline session as well, because there are many students they are ready to work in the domain of industrial IoT as well. Okay, and at Tinkering Hub, Power University, we are already creating one particular domain, and we already set up the labs for especially IoT as well, and we have collaboration with Intel as well. So Intel student particular faculties from the Intels, and their hardware is there, their lab setup is there, their training session is there. Okay, all this part will be working, and even apart from that, Intel students those who are working in different industries or requirement, according to that, we will start the training to the students as well. Okay, so whenever we have requirement for any kind of IoT or industrial IoT, will definitely come back to you. Okay, and I'm very proud of you that before 10 years when I seen one path and this path is very different. Okay, yeah, okay, and again thank you for giving us the valuable time over there as well. Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yes, okay, we can stop here. Yes.